The man who married Magdalene had not forgiven her. God might pardon every sin. Love is no pardoner. Her hands were hollow, pale and blue, her mouth like watered wine. He watched to see if she were true and waited for a sign. It was old harlotry, he guessed, that drained her strength away. So gladly for the dark she dressed, so sadly for the day. Their quarrels made her dull and weak, and soon a man might fit a penny in the hollow cheek and never notice it. At last, as they exhausted slept, death granted the divorce, and nakedly the woman leapt upon that narrow horse. But when he woke and woke alone, he wept and would deny the loose behavior of the bone and the modest thigh. It was old harlotry, he guessed, that drained her strength away. So gladly for the dark she dressed, so sadly for the day. It was old harlotry, he guessed, that drained her strength away. So gladly for the dark she dressed, so sadly for the day. Their quarrels made her dull and weak, and soon a man might fit a penny in the hollow cheek and never notice it. At last, as the exhausted slept, death granted the divorce, and nakedly the woman leapt upon that narrow horse. But when he woke and woke alone, he wept and would deny the loose behavior of the bone and the immodest thigh.
The sun, the moon, the stars, the seas, the hills and the plains, are not these, oh soul,
the dead. What is divinity if it can come only in silent shadows and in dreams? Shall she not find in comforts of the sun, in pungent fruit and bright green wings, or else in any balm or beauty of the earth? Things to be cherished like the thought of heaven. Divinity must live within herself. Passions of rain or moods in falling snow, grievings in loneliness or unsubdued, elations when the forest blooms gusty, emotions on wet roads on autumn nights, all pleasures and all pains, remembering the bough of summer and the winter branch. These are the measures destined for her soul. These are the measures destined for her soul.
Like the sweet apple which reddens upon the topmost bough, atop on the topmost twig, which the pluckers forgot somehow. Forget it not, nay, but got it not, for none could get it till now. Like the wild hyacinth flower which on the hills is found, which the passing feet of the shepherd forever tear and woo, until the purple blossom is trodden in the ground. hyacinth flower, which on the hills is found, which the passing feet of the shepherds forever tear and wound, until the purple blossom is trodden in the ground.
Huge vapors brood above the cliffed shore. Night o'er the ocean settles dark and mute, save where is heard the repercussive roar of drowsy billows on the rugged foot of rocks, remote or still more distant tone of seamen in the anchored bark that's held the watch, relieved or one deep voice alone, singing the hour and bidding strike the bell. All is black shadow, but the lucid line marked by the lights surf on the level sand. Oh, where afar the ship lights faintly shine, like wandering fairy fires that oft on land misled the pilgrim, such the dubious ray that wavering reason lends in life's long darkling way. Misled the pilgrim, such the dubious ray that wavering reason lends in life's long darkling way. Misled the pilgrim, such the dubious ray that wavering reason lends in life's long darkling way.
This sky is unmistakable, not lurid, not low, not black, illuminated and bruised, color limitless to the noon, full of its floods to come. Under it field, wheels and mountain, the valley scattered with friends gathering in, live colored harvest, filling their arms, not seeming to hope, not seeming to dread. Doing, I stand where I can see, holding a small picture, coming in toward the doers and the day. These images are all themselves emerging. They face their moment, love or go down. Like a light before me. The sky is a torment on our eyes. The sky will not wait for this golden. It will not wait for form. There is hardly a moment to stand before the storm. There is hardly time to lay hand to the great earth, or time to tell again what power shines past storm. There's hardly a moment to stand before the storm. There is hardly time to lay hand to the great earth, or time to tell again what power shines past storm. At Dunbar Castle or Arcade, we rode with the exotic chic through deserts of erotic flowers, held in the siren Madonna's arms. We're safe from the bill collector's power, forgave the rats and roaches we could not defeat, beguiled by jazz bow strutting of a mouse. And when the swell guy roused to noblest wrath, shot down all those wicked men. Oh, how we cheered to see the good we were, destroy the bad we'd never be. What mattered then, the false, the true, at Dunbar Castle or Arcade?
the good we were, destroy the bad we'd never be. What mattered then, the false, the true, at Dunbar Castle or Arcade, where we were other for an hour or two. Before I got my iPod out, I liked as well to see as other creatures that have eyes and know no other way. But were it told to me today that I might have the sky for mine, I tell you that my heart would split for size of me. The meadows mine, the mountains mine, all forests, stintless stars, as much of noon as I could take between my finite eyes.
The motions of the dipping birds, the morning's amber road, were mine to look at when I liked. The news would strike me dead.
So safer, guess with just my soul upon the window pane, where other creatures put their eyes, incautious of the sun.
The meadows mine, the mountains mine, all forests, stintless stars, as much of noon as I could take between my finite eyes. The motions of the dipping birds, the morning's amber road, for mine to look at when I liked. The news would strike me dead. So safer guess with just my soul upon the window pane, where other creatures put their eyes, incautious of the sun. We shall not always plant while others reap the golden increment of bursting fruit. Not always countenance abject and mute that lesser men should hold their brothers cheap, not everlastingly while others sleep. Shall we beguile their limbs with mellow flute, not always bend to some more subtle brute? We were not made eternally to weep. The night whose sable breast relieves the stark white stars is no less lovely being dark. And there are buds that cannot bloom at all in light but crumple, piteous and fall. So in the dark we hide the heart that bleeds, and wait and tend our agonizing seeds. The night whose sable breast relieves the stars, white stars is no less lovely being dark. And there are buds that cannot bloom at all in light but crumple, piteous and fall. So in the dark we hide the heart that bleeds, and tend our agonizing seeds.
This admirable gadget,
When it is wound on a string and spun with steady force, maintains its balance on most any smooth surface, pleasantly humming as it goes. It is whirled not on a constant course, but still stands in unshivering integrity for quite some time, meaning nothing perhaps, but being something agreeable to watch. A silver nearly silence gleaming a still, nests out of speed, composing unity from spin, so that its hollow spaces seem solids of light, until it wobbles and begins to whine, and then with a nod lunge, eccentric and reckless, it skids away and drops dead into its own
skeleton. midnight o'er the dimmer's lonely bosom.
dusky, windy midnight swift are driven. The swelling vapors onward, every blossom bathes its bright petals in the tears of heaven. Imperfect, half-seen objects meet the sight. The other half our fancy must portray. One dull, lengthened sheet of swimming light lies the broad lake. The moon conceals her ray, sketched faintly by a pale and lurid gleam. Shot through the glimmering clouds, the lovely planet is shrouded in obscurity. The scream of owl is silent, and the rocks of granite rise tall and drearily, while damp and dank hang the thick willows on the reedy bank. Beneath the gurgling eddy slowly creep, blackened by foliage and the glutting wave that saps eternally the cold grey steep. Sounds heavily within the hollow cave. All earth is restless from his glossy wing. The heat fowl lifts his head at intervals. Wet, driving, rainy come the bursting squalls. All nature wears her dun-dead covering. Tempest is gathered and the brooding storm spreads its black mantle o'er the mountains form, and mingled with the rising roar is swelling from the far hunter's booth the bloodhounds yelling. The water falls in various cadence chiming, or in one loud unbroken sheet descending. Salute each other through the night's dark womb. The moaning pine trees to the wild blast bending are pictured faintly through the checkered gloom. The forest halfway up the mountain climbing resound with crash of falling branches quiver. Their ages mossy trunks, the startled doe leaps from a leafy lair. The swelling river winds his broad stream, majestic, deep and slow. When Alexander Pope strolled in the city, strict was the glint of pearl and old sedans. Ladies leaned out more out of fear than pity, for Pope's tight back was rather a goat's than man's. Often one thinks the urn should have more bones than skeletons provide for speedy dust. The urn gets hollow, cobwebs brittle as stones weave to the funeral shell a frivolous rust. And he who dribbled couplets like a snake, coiled to a lithe precision in the sun, is missing the joy Mr. Pope is gone. What requisitions of a verity prompted the wit and rage between his teeth? One cannot say around a crooked tree a moral climbs whose name should be of wreath. What requisitions of a verity prompted the wit and rage between his teeth? One cannot say around a crooked tree a moral climbs whose name should be a wreath.
Summer days, 5 summer nights, the ignorant, loutish, giddy blue fly hung without motion on the cling peach, humming occasionally, oh my love, my fair one, as in the canticles. Magnified 1,000 times, the insect looks farcically human, laugh if you will. Bald head, stage, fairy wings, blear eyes, a caved-in chest, hairy black mandibles, long spindly thighs. The crime was detected on the 6th day. What then could be said or done by anyone? It would have been vindictive, mean and what not, to swat that fly for being a blue fly, for debauch of a peach. To bear on the case, even in search of truth. Nature, doubtless, has some compelling cause to glut the carriers of her epidemic. day. What then could be said or done by anyone? It would have been vindictive, mean and whatnot, to swat that fly for being a blue fly, for debauch of a peach.
This spring, as it comes, bursts up in bonfires green, wild puffing of emerald trees and flame-filled bushes, thorn blossom lifting in wreaths of smoke between, where the wood fumes up and the watery flickering rushes. I am amazed at this spring, this conflagration of green fires lit on the soil of the earth, this blaze of growing and sparks that puff in wild gyration, faces of people streaming across my gaze. And what fountain of fire am I among this leaping combustion of spring? My spirit is tossed about like a shadow buffet in the throng of flames, a shadow that's gone astray and is lost. And what fountain of fire am I among this leaping combustion of spring? My spirit is tossed about like a shadow buffeted in the throng of flames, a shadow that's gone astray and is lost.
Are in their autumn beauty. The woodland paths are dry. Under the October twilight, the water mirrors the still sky. upon the brimming water among the stones are 59 swans.
The 19th autumn has come upon me since I first made my count. I saw before I had well finished, all suddenly mount and scatter, wheeling in great broken rings upon their clamorous wings. I have looked upon those brilliant creatures, and now my heart is sore. All's changed since I, hearing at twilight the first time on this shore, the bell beat of their wings above my head, trod with a lighter tread.
Unworried still, lover by lover, they paddle in the cold. Companionable streams or climb the air, their hearts have not grown old.
Passion or conquest, wonder where they will attend upon them still. But now they drift on the still water, mysterious, beautiful. Among what rushes will they build? By what lake's edge or pool? Delight men's eyes when I awake someday, to find they have flown away.